scientist, a guy who cares. And that's why we do these, we have these conversations because I want you to be informed. Because as you know, the people who end up wasting their time when they decide to lose weight, improve their health, oftentimes when they're not as successful as they would like to be, it's because they're just not informed. And not being informed does not mean you're ignorant, does not mean you're stupid, does not mean you're not intelligent. It's just you're not informed. And as the saying goes, when you know better, you are in a position to do better. So today, I want to share with you some information that I believe can help you do better. I want to share with you what I refer to as a silent sabotage when losing weight and improving your health. The silent sabotage, because nobody's talking about it. That's why it's silent, and it does interfere. Okay, so here's my point. So I'm going to share with you a photo of 9 meals, and you see photos like this being shared on Facebook, um, being shared with friends through other platforms. And the goal is to simplify the way we eat, right? To help a person get to a place where they can eat in a way to um, make major progress with their weight loss. And when you first look at meals like this, the first thing that comes to mind for most people is that they're thinking, I need that. That's what I need. I need to prep. I need that kind of help right there. That's the kind of help that I need. And if I had that program, or if I order that program, I don't have to think. All I got to do is just get the meals, whether I make them myself or whether I order them and have them brought in. And I totally get that, right? But we must see the forest through the trees. Okay, we must see the forest through the trees. That way of eating, let me repeat, that way of eating does more harm than it does good. Now, in the world of bodybuilding, people who, um, let's say they participate in like these fitness shows, they do this all the time, right? You'll see they'll have their protein, let's say it's chicken breast, or maybe it's turkey breast, or it's ground turkey sometimes, or it's tilapia. And then you'll see it with the rice, brown or white. Then you'll see broccoli. If it's not broccoli, it's asparagus. And you look at their bodies and you go, now that's working for them. That's what I need to do. I need to simplify my life. I don't want to think. I just want to like just be told what to eat, or I just want to just eat the same thing all the time. Well, when you're doing that, you're setting yourself up for a major collapse. Okay. I see it all the time. See it all the time. Now, as I mentioned, Henry Ford once said, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. Now, this can go one of two ways. There's a positive, right? Because in the world of science, or with most business entrepreneurs, when something is working, then you keep doing that thing that you're doing. So I get that. Now, when it comes to the way you look on the outside, I totally would get that, because there's a whole bunch of fitness people who have competed in shows that will raise their hand up right now and they'll be like, that's what I do, and look at me. And we would go, great. But then my question would be, what does your microbiome, what does your gut health look like? Because you may look great on the outside, but there's a ton of damage taking place on the inside. See, when you understand what the microbiome is, what gut health is, the consensus across the board, all over the world, all of the gastroenterologists, all of the researchers and experts all agree on at least one main thing, and that is a healthy microbiome. A healthy microbiome, I'm going to say it one more time. A healthy microbiome is a diverse microbiome. And when I say diverse, we're talking variety. If you're only eating certain foods and you're not eating outside of that, then that lack of variety means you have a lack of diversity, which means you have this thing called dysbiosis, an imbalance of the gut. You cannot argue this. This is scientific. It is what it is. You can accept it or not. You could say, you know what, I'm going to just follow this plan and just eat the way I'm going to eat. And once I get the weight off, then I'll be interested in variety. Well, I hear you. I get it. You know, it's kind of like the bodybuilder who will take steroids because he just has to look a certain way. And he's willing to sacrifice his health, right? It's a risk to benefit. He's willing to do that because he just has to, he needs that so much. It means so much to him that he's willing to experience some damage or roll the dice. And you see the same thing in athletics, right? At the Olympic Games, some people are willing to take the risk. Well, when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to food, we know that it contributes in all aspects of our life. And when you have dysbiosis, right, an imbalance of gut bacteria, that can interfere not with your health, but when you're wanting to lose weight and you lack that diversity, weight loss is much more difficult. And you'll start blaming yourself because everyone you talk to may just be thinking it's all about calories in and calories out, but they're just not aware of the conclusive science that has demonstrated that weight loss is not solely about calories in versus calories out. So that being said, you know, I added a couple other quotes in there, and one from Albert Einstein because I love Albert Einstein and much of what he said over the years. But when he defined insanity as doing over and over and expecting different results, well, that is part of a diet mentality. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over, and you're basically just finding references to support what you keep doing over and over, even though you're not getting the outcomes you want, it's time to change it up. It's time to change it up. And when it comes to your gut health, your microbiome, then you want to improve that, right? That's why it's a big part of the Diet Free Life methodology. That's why we have a course for people to become more educated on it. Even those of you who are out there pushing health, as I say again and again, it's a disservice unless you're just uninformed. But if you are aware of the gut health and the microbiome, and you are in a place where you want to help other people with their overall health, and you are not becoming more knowledgeable of the microbiome, that's a disservice. It's horrible unless you just don't get the importance of gut health, because many people will just assume that gut health improves with supplementation, and that is not true. You know, in the words of Hippocrates, let thy food be thy medicine, and thy medicine be thy food. He did not say, let thy supplement be thy medicine. Now, supplements can play a huge role in helping people, and that's a whole nother conversation. But the base, your foundation, is going to be in what you eat, how you eat, and a big part of this is the variety of what you consume. So I hope this makes sense. My goal is really to inspire you to bring in variety, enjoy your variety, make the most of variety, and challenge yourself, you know, to have variety. At the end of the day, in doing that, the outcomes will be that much better. Now, if you have questions, you know, just post in the comments, and then I'll come back to you and answer, do the best I can. I also provided my email, so if you have questions, then feel free to email us, and we will help you out. If you're new to the Diet Free Life methodology, we have an online course that will teach you the basics of the methodology. And then with that, anything else you do, like if you work with our coaches, um, then it'll just make it that much easier for you to maximize your time with that coach because you have some knowledge. So I'm Robert Ferguson. I want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to share. Remember, variety can be a good thing. Now, because there are studies that demonstrate that people will tend to eat more when there's variety compared to when there's not as much variety. I don't want to get that twisted because once you have a method of eating, then you stick to the method and you don't fall prey to some of the studies that say that variety is not a good thing when it comes to weight loss. When they did that, those people weren't giving a methodology that was proven to help them be successful as far as how they combine their foods, the amount of foods that they eat at one time, how regular they are with consuming foods. All of that plays a role in helping a person be successful, and not just if you put only orange M&Ms in front of someone compared to putting all the different colors of M&Ms. The people who get the different colors will tend to eat more than the people who eat only one color. So those are kind of isolated studies, whereas we're not talking about that. We're talking about a variety of fruits and vegetables that you're consuming throughout the week that's going to help improve your gut. And when the gut gets healthier, everything gets healthier. You're more regular. You're less likely to experience what 80% of Americans experience called constipation. Um, you Everything is better. Inflammation goes down. Heart health improves. Again, Hippocrates, 20 something years, 20 something hundred years ago, before Christ, this guy said, let thy food be thy medicine and thy medicine be thy food. And he knew back then that all disease begins in the gut. He knew that then. We know it, but it hasn't been the foundation to health until now, because now we have science, we got data. Woo! Gotta love it, baby. All right, you guys be blessed, enjoy, and remember, variety is the spice.